Hey, good morning. We are gonna wait a few seconds for people to pop on. I'm gonna take a drink of tea. Fun fact while we're waiting, I have never, ever drank a cup of coffee. Made it all the way through college. And what I did of grad school without a cup of coffee. Can you believe it? It's a shocking thing. I probably need a tattoo of that. All right, so anyway, good morning. Cindy Vochatzer-Murillo here, and we are talking again about things that they don't want you to know or things that no one tells you. We're gonna shoot it straight and be real. And today I decided that we're gonna talk about homeschooling. And you're gonna say, oh, homeschooling. Some people have the image. They're socially awkward people that don't get any socialization. Not true at all. Also, the funny meme that goes around is that your kid needs to be socialized if they're a homeschooler. And the meme goes around, if you're at public school, they say, shh, you need to be quiet, you're talking too much. And that's funny because all the homeschoolers that we have met are pretty social beings. I was just thinking yesterday that I was like, we could literally have a play date every day with somebody different for probably the next 60 days. That's how many friends and people we have met during our homeschool venture. I was like, we haven't seen them in a while, we haven't seen them in a while, then we see these people, and then we'd see these. So things they don't tell you, you think it's going to be socially awkward, and you know what, it can be. Your homeschooling experience is exactly what you want it to be. So if you focus on being awkward and isolated, then you'll have an awkward and isolated thing. You really have to go out and create the homeschool environment that you want. If you want to go on lots of field trips, then you need to go on lots of field trips, or find a field trip group like my friend Michelle. She's fabulous. She arranges all these field trips, so many field trips that I can't even attend all of them. She makes it easy. She makes it so easy for us to attend a field trip. If you want to use a curriculum, use a curriculum. If you don't want to use a curriculum, don't use a curriculum. There is a bunch of Facebook groups out there for every kind of type of homeschooler out there. And homeschooling varies from state to state here in the United States. Like the state of Georgia is very, very flexible homeschooling. A lot of freedom comes from homeschooling. Some other states are a little more like traditional school, where you keep a grade book and you have projects and you do such and such and you turn it into your state at the end of the year. So that's also something to know, take into account when you decide to homeschool. Notice where your state is, know the state's rules for homeschooling, and then decide if that state is the one that you want to live in forever. If you want to go to a more less stringent homeschool standard. Here's Dusty. Hi, Dusty. Good morning. Thank you for the kisses. I love it. Things they also don't tell. It might be the best decision you ever made. You might have the most amount of fun in your life. Your life may change completely for the better. You have more family time together. You're not running around. You have more time for your sports if you're interested in sports. Your kids may meet lifelong friends that they'll have forever. Your spouse may meet lifelong friends from homeschooling. Our funny story that I told not too long ago is we actually went to the Great Wolf Lodge. I was like, who goes on a random Tuesday and Wednesday in May while everybody's still in school for most of the United States? And we walked in the lobby and got checked in, and we ran into our homeschooling friends. And I said, now I know who goes on a random Tuesday and Wednesday, our friends. So we got to hang out with our friends while we were there, because that's what you get to do. You get to have ultimate freedom of, if you want to go somewhere on a Tuesday, go somewhere on a Tuesday. So let's see, what else would happen if you change your life with homeschooling that nobody tells you? They don't also tell you that public school kids have giant gaps too. Everybody will have a gap in learning. I just talked to Danny about this yesterday. I was like, there's lots to learn out there. You could always be learning thanks to the internet. I went to school prior to the internet because, I'm an ancient dinosaur. But I was like, what you really need to learn is how to think and how to think and how to think and how to love education and how to love learning and how to love reading. Because everything else is pretty much at your fingertips. If you don't know, they asked me all these questions. We were reading a book about Abraham Lincoln, and they were talking about his 2 sons, and I was like, I don't recall everybody ever talking about Abraham Lincoln's kids. And I was like, well, we need to look it up and see if he had kids, or this is just the fictional part of this book we're reading. I've heard about his wife, I heard about him, but I didn't hear about any kids. So we're going to go dig deep into that and see about Abraham Lincoln's kids after we get done reading our read aloud book. That's another thing. How many read aloud books? You get to go back to old school Little House on the Prairie time. Read aloud books as a family if you'd like. Read stories, read series, read all the things and get swooped in. The joke is always the book is better than the movie, and it always is. I would say 9 out of 10. Ashley said, did he have kids? I was like, I'm gonna let you know today, Ashley, because I don't know. But in this book, he has 2 sons. I don't think he did, so we'll have to see if this was something that the author made up fictitiously to make the story better, because they're on an adventure with Abraham Lincoln's kids. So far, most of them been of like historical fiction. So we'll see. I'll let you know, Ashley, if he had kids. So that's what could happen. Things that people don't tell you, that your life can be changed forever for the better by being a homeschooler. No, you won't be socially awkward unless you choose to be socially awkward. So I will see you guys on my YouTube channel, Cindy Vochatzer-Murillo. I will see you over my webpage, cindyv.com. And do a favor and jump into our Facebook group, Heart-Centered Advocacy, being a voice for the voiceless. We'll love to see you there. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye.